The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you.
While they were all amazed at his every deed, Jesus said to his disciples, "Pay attention to what I am telling you. The Son of Man is to be handed over to men." But they did not understand this saying. Its meaning was hidden from them, so that they should not understand it. And they were afraid to ask him about this saying. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Bulahang weekend kanatong tanan. Today's Gospel reading in the Gospel of St. Luke is the second prediction of Jesus about his passion, death, and resurrection. Now, the second time around that Jesus said to his disciples was done amidst their amazement. And so they were not able to ask, what about the meaning of it? Not just precisely because it was hidden from them, part of the so-called divine intention, so that this mystery is going to unfold right in their very midst as they are practically witnessing for it. But precisely there is one reason why they were not able to practically have a grasp, because they were afraid to ask him, which is actually the same as in our case. Now, there are sometimes there are really moments when we are just afraid to ask. Now, siguro because we ask one time, kunya gisuputa, no, or we ask a person and we were not given the right answer, or we'll just actually put around the bush, something like that. Now, usahay natay mga reservations sa atong kinabuhi, and we don't ask. But sometimes when we don't ask, we fail so many things. We miss so many points. Now, that's the reason why, considering this interesting part of the ministry of the Lord, they should have asked, as the context would suggest. But then there is another force that allowed them not to ask, because this mystery, as I said, will be uncovered slowly, and for them to really understand every bit of it, because Jesus is still halfway in explaining and in trying to inculcate in their hearts what he himself is, what kind of Messiah he really is. And so these are the things that we have to ponder as we also come into context with our own lives, in our experiences. But then we need to be always aware that there are things that we have to ask, because if we don't ask, we won't know. Well, that's as simple as that. But if we are not clarified, we may still be walking along the pathway, but a little bit dimmed, a little bit, not really in the proper direction. That's why the church is always there to answer the questions that we have, but also be aware that it's not just questions that are already answered since time immemorial, just like our brothers in the other religion. Don't you know that all the questions that they are asking now have already been asked before? And these questions were already answered. No? That's why I always say it, pardon for the word, that's just stupidity. To ask the same questions all over and over again. And when they receive the answer, they do not take it. They do not accept it. And isn't it stupidity? Yes, it is. But we should ask, not because we are stupid, but we ask with sincerity as well. And that's very important. Amen.